Hello everyone, welcome back to the My 24 Plan channel. It's Christina. We are going to be planning today. I don't know why I think that's funny, but I do. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so we talked about in a previous video that I wanted to brain dump on my daily pages, okay? And that I would use a signifier up in the corner to indicate that that page was finished, that everything had been processed, okay? So that's what we're trying this week. That's the new way of keeping those items in my planner, because this is the book that's always with me, always and forever. I think I'm just going to plan it in order, you guys, and I'm just going to make notes and brain dump at the end. So, breakfast and Jesus. How about that? Let's start the day here. So, Genesis 22 to 24. So, my Jesus time. All right. And then, put together at 10. So I'm just going to mark that. I just don't think I'm going to have enough room. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I kind of want to track it, and it only takes up one row rather. So what's the big deal, right? Like, I need to put that on there. All right, and then we're going to do our homeschool planning for the week. I mean, I have it scoped out for the year, but we do it each week. And then lunch and story, and then nap. So that's kind of what my morning really looks like. It's figuring out what I'm going to do for the homeschool planning, and it's feeding us. That's what we do. Okay, and so at 3 o'clock, it's coffee and YouTube. So I want to write down coffee and YouTube, actually. And on Monday, I'm going to do self-development. I'm trying to make sure that I'm incorporating that every single day. And that concept is going to be a huge, huge part of the Reader's Mastermind group. You've heard me mention this on my channel, and if you want more information on the Reader's Mastermind group, check the link below in the description box. And if you need to, make sure to reach out to me. Family time, I need to just indicate here, for Alex, independent work, just so I can kind of keep tabs on that. Okay, so here's our first thing. We have project time. Okay, so the project is going to be updating the goals and project notebook. If you watched my video yesterday, you know that I added more items into that notebook, okay? So I want to go through that notebook, and I want to really write down any other thoughts that I have, mark off any tasks that are completed, and just kind of think about what's going on in that notebook so far, okay? And just look at what I have written down, okay? So just kind of get a grasp on things, because I do have some other project time set aside, so I want to make sure I know what I'm going to be doing, okay? So, and that is a new notebook, and so there's not a whole lot really fleshed out yet in there. And then we're going to have dinner and family time. I do kind of like to note what we have for dinner, so I'm going to write that down. I use these things too as triggers, right? Like the put together, that's my hair and makeup. I want to make sure that I'm putting myself together every day. So that's just my trigger to like, hey, you said that that's important to you. So at 7, I need to do reading with Alex. So that's the one part of our homeschool that I do in the evening. And we just sit on the couch and we do her read alouds during that time. And our zone for Monday is the main bathroom. And then we're going to watch TV with Dave. So TV, I can't remember that name of that show. I'm going to have to update that later. I can't remember the name of what we're watching. Like, to actually write it down, I can't remember it. And then the video that I need to do is the preparing to plan. February 8 to 14. And it's the Goals and Projects Notebook. What I also want to do, which I have not created yet, is I want to sit down and create a process checklist for this so that I can sit down and just very quickly make tick boxes and write out my steps and just tick them off. That's what I want to get done. So that is one of the things that I have written down on a sticky note that I need to get that done. Okay, so I think that that's going to be all for that day. That's a lot. Doesn't look like a lot, but it is. Trust me, it is. All right, so let's move on to Tuesday and let's see if we can increase our speed here. All right, so Jesus time. And I'm just following the Bible recap reading plan. That's where I'm getting my information. All right, so for Tuesday, let's see, 25 to 26. And I'm going to leave that be. So put together. Okay, and then we have AT school. Actually, those subjects, so I can at least get that part written in. Math, language arts, geography, it usually has 3 things to do for independent work. All right, and then we're doing lunch and then nap, and then from 3 to 4:30, sorry, I have that out of frame. From 3 to 4:30, I have what I'm calling thinking time. And this is to just sit down and flesh things out, or to, basically brainstorm, mind map, just kind of get out some of the things that have been floating around in my mind, and to, it's more or less making a list. Basically, it's doing brain dumps, and to help with that, to where I can get it planned, because it's just floating around in my head. And sometimes there are a lot of things that I think about and then I forget because I don't write them down soon enough and they leave. So I need to make more focused time for that. And also by doing brain dumps on my daily pages, that's going to help a lot, to have permission that I've given to myself to write that down on my daily page, and to accept that that's just the way it's going to be, in order to have everything in one book. As far as that part goes, to have one book that I'm carrying around with me. I've used more than one book and more than one planner, but I can't carry every single thing around with me. So I'm being realistic about that. So Zoom with Jennifer. All right. And I need to write down ideal week for that. dinner, zone is now office and library. TV, I can't even think of the new one. I know that we're finishing one on this day and we're starting the next one, but I can't think of the name of it either. So how about that? And then I wanted to watch some TV, so it'll probably be YouTube, but I'm not sure what I'm going to watch, just whatever, for about an hour, just to kind of chill out and be by myself and watch TV. This task I did have on this day, and so I need to make sure that I do this. So I'm going to leave a couple lines there, and then I need to write in on Instagram to tag Moterm Official for my prepare to plan. Oh, see, I already forgot. Walmart order. Actually, I need to write over here to see if my husband will pick up the Target order. Okay, put together. Just gonna write in the subjects, because that even if you just kind of outline things, it's super helpful, you know, to go back and just fill in those little bit of things that you know you're going to have, because I do have a homeschool planner, but I just really like to write it in here. All right, so coffee and YouTube. Maybe it's just going to be random this day. I mean, part of my self-development is my Jesus time. I mean, I like to listen to other things too, but and the reading mastermind group is going to be kicking off soon, so that's going to be self-development. Like, I'm going to have plenty of opportunity for that. And you know, I subscribe to other people on YouTube, and so I want to watch their videos, so I just want to make sure I have the opportunity to do that. Just making notes here to keep everyone else in my family on track. And then on this day, the website, and I kind of write the category name or what's on my ideal week, just so that I have a note here. So on that day, I'm going to work on my homepage for an hour and just kind of probably work off of the project notebook. Project notebook. So I haven't got those pages numbered yet, but I'm going to be working on that as well. Maybe I'll make a note of that here whenever I get down to the TV here, which is coming. Zone here is going to be theater and classroom. And then TV with Dave, and I'll make note of our show. And then I'm also going to write here to number pages and goals and projects notebook. Okay, and then I'll make notes of that, and then On this day, I'm going to watch some more TV. Again, I haven't decided that, so I'm just going to leave it. Those kind of decisions are important because I don't want to just sit there mindlessly doing something. Like, I need to have a purpose. It needs to be something that I'm enjoying or that I'm getting some kind of value from. So I will look and see what shows I have recorded, and maybe plan that morning based on what I watched the day before, so that I can kind of keep moving forward with that. But I still think that those are important decisions. People think that, oh, well, you just leave some time to watch TV. Well, you know, is there some kind of show that you've been wanting to watch? Like, kind of be still intentional with your time, even if it's in front of the TV, you know? My 2 cents. All right. So, Thursday, Jesus time. Genesis 30 to 31. Okay. Put together. Okay, and then during AT school, I think that we're doing math, and then it's just going to be art time. So I may try to start just a few minutes early that day, so that we have enough time. And then if there also, you know, if there's anything that I want to look up on YouTube, which actually, let's see, maybe here I want to YouTube how to use Canva for Instagram stories. There we go. Let's see. I'm going to keep following this down. So again, I'm going to kind of just leave the space for that. It is important, but again, I get in my planner. I'm in this all day, every day. So on this one, I have graphics and social media scheduling. And I have a time block of 2 hours. And you think, that sounds like a lot of time, Christina. What's going to be the problem? Well, I'm sure I'm going to run into millions of them. So I need to, knowing that I have this here, I need to make sure that I prepare for it. I'm just going to write this in. I've already wrote coffee and YouTube, so I'm going to say prep for 4 to 6 p.m. So that information, I'm going to probably use my business planner for that. So we're just going to continue on with dinner. And then the zone is downstairs on Thursdays. And video all, which is all steps. That's what that means. And so this is the midweek check-in. So for Friday, oh, I am just lying here. Right here. See, I didn't even write this in. What is going on? 7 p.m. Read with Alex. And 4 p.m. Alex independent work. Oh, I'm smearing it just a little bit. I skipped it on here too, which is why I need to write it in my planner. I don't know how I feel about this green. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. 32 to 34. put together. It's not saying I'll do that every day, but I'm writing it down. One step at a time, folks. All right, AT school. Reading. Coffee and YouTube. I think I'm going to mark that out. I'm just going to write on my ideal weeks. I'm just continuing to make changes to it. I mean, I just look at it and I'm like, I need to prep for this because that's 2 hours of focused time, and I need to have my hat screwed on my head and get ready to write during that time. So I need to prep for it, and that gives me an entire hour to prep. So I need to do that. Let's see. Reading, and I need to write down the exact information, but I'm going to write in a pit because I know that's the book I want to pick up. And then dinner. Zone is my car. And then writing, 8:30 to 10:30. Again, this writing will be done in my business planner. It'll be done on the computer, but all my notes and what I'm doing will be written down in my business planner. All right, so Saturday, we are almost done, folks. I thought I had some more project time, and I do actually on Monday, which that's updating. You see how that takes time away from you, even though you set aside an entire hour to work on a project rather. It's still, it takes time to keep those things updated and to hash out your thoughts. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. And I haven't gotten everything hashed out, obviously. Let's do, for my project time, active reading guide for nonfiction, and the reading challenge. Intro and reading journal supplies. So because the Readers Mastermind group is going to be kicking off soon, I need to get these in order. They were things that we did last year when I kicked off the reading challenge, which is why that's called that. So I kind of want to just revamp those. And so I'm going to take that time to hash out the details, okay? So I'm going to write that down over here, okay? So I'm just going to kind of draw this arrow over here. So I'm going to say brainstorm. And, get it done. You know what I mean? That includes brainstorming. And to get those completed. And complete the 2 posts. All right, so lunch nap, home project. Again, I see I need to do you see how everything's tied together? Are you guys seeing this? Do you see how you can't, you get over here, I'm all the way on Saturday. Do you understand? And I'm going all the way back to Monday right here, to when I'm planning out my project and I'm updating this, okay? So here, I'm already drawing arrows. So it's updating, right? I'm just going to continue writing it down here. Updating. So I need to add a page for home projects and get those written down. Okay? And then I need to pick something for Saturday and Sunday. Do you see that? So then I'm making a note. I'm telling myself, pick something and add it to the weekend. Okay? So that's how that's going to look. So over here, I'm going to write home project, right? And then I will fill that in when I get to it. All right, so gathering for TN. So this is just gathering all the stuff that's on my phone, Facebook saved, Pinterest, secret board, you know, different ideas, different things I find that I want to pull from. Mostly it's screenshots though, you know, and it's the time to gather that stuff up, print it out, write it down, whatever I need to do with it, and then get rid of it if I can. If I, you know, get rid of the phone photo. And then right after that, I'm going to archive those photos onto my external hard drive. I don't like to carry like a zillion things because I'm always taking more, right? And so I need to dump that stuff out because it's just information overload when I'm trying to find something. So dinner, and then movie with Dave. So over here, ask Dave what movie we want to watch. For Saturday. Okay, see how that works? And then, all right, folks, one more day. Jesus time. Pre-planning. You know, it's kind of getting your thoughts together, figuring out what the heck, man, right? Figuring it out. Again, leaving a space holder for home projects and research. I'm sure that I will fill that in as the week progresses. That's a really hard one, but I did want to leave that space. And then I did write website. That will probably change to a project slot. This will probably be project in the future. I'll just kind of make a note there actually. But I'm keeping all of these. I've kept every single one. When I've made adjustments to these, I've kept every single one of them. So that'll be a project later, but right now I'm really trying to work on my website. So I gave an hour to my homepage. So now I will probably do my about page. And that includes brainstorming. So that means that includes my planning time for it. That's what that means to me. Okay. And then on Sunday, my zone is the kitchen, to do all the appliances and things too. And then, TV with Dave. Again, I don't know the name of this show. And then video all is going to be closing out the week for this day. And what I want to do now very quickly is I want to go back through and try to see if I can add in any of these things so my graphics day, make a note here to do a super quick cover image for the Buy Me a Coffee. I'm super excited. I created an account on there. I'm trying that out. Cover image for Buy Me a Coffee. And all right, so I did that. And I'm also, I've been working on creating a quick reference guide for hashtags. If you are a fellow YouTuber or blogger, you know that it's important to copy and paste. You learn that very quickly in this in this business. And so I'm just kind of really honing in on those details and not looking up things over and over again. So I wanted to develop more of those lists. So when I've written all of this stuff out, I have a harder time looking at it this way. So that's why I like looking at it on here, so that I can see it a little bit more clearly. It's typed out, it's not in my handwriting, and so that I can find a place for it. Once I'm on this day or the day before, I'm able to obviously read my own handwriting. But as far as like trying to find a time slot for something, I prefer to look at this. So I'm going to continue off camera, finishing up, adding these things in. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer for that. You will be able to see the further changes that are made in my midweek video, as I mentioned before. It's my whole point in doing these things, so that you can hear my process, hear me mapping out, and how you can see now, I hope, that even decisions that are way over here, you have to prepare way back in the week so that you're able to make the best use of your time. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave those in the comment section below or reach out to me by email. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.